All right, good morning, guys. Today is March the 28th, and as usual, we will be going over analysis for US 30, gold, and EU. US 30 currently is in a demand zone. So let's just see how it's going to react here. But US 30 currently, it's somewhat bearish. EU gold is ideally bearish. EU is no, gold is 50-50, EU is bearish. Now we did, give me 1 second. Let me turn off some of these things. I really don't want the signals to show. So ideally just want to focus on our own analysis and not the just having buy and sell signals. But anyway, so the EMAs or the indicators we do use the 9 EMA, the 200 EMA, and then we have two of our own indicators. So we are focusing on the GA Trading Club plus high-low plus trend indicator. So if you just joined the group maybe yesterday or today, there's a form to fill out in the Discord that you can fill in so that you can give me a TradingView username and I can give you access to those two indicators. Again, they're by invite only and they're only on a trial period for this week. I did say that after the end of this week, beginning March 4th, April 4th, I will start charging a subscription for those. But excuse me, that is the only thing I'll be charging for. Everything else remains free. Attending the Zoom live sessions will be free. Taking the live trades on the Zoom session will be free. But for some of these other things that I've developed, I still need to pay for the infrastructure that I'm using. So that's the only reason that I'm charging for those. But anyway, if you did join the group yesterday, or ideally if you've been in the group and you haven't given me your TradingView username, here we are possibly creating a bullish hammer candle. Yeah, if you haven't given me your TradingView username, please fill out that form and give that to me so that I can give you access to these indicators. So this wick is 35 pips, about 35 pips. So if that closes as a bullish, so that would be a buy. This is a buy. I don't know if anybody caught it, but that's a buy for US 30. I did say if that candle closes a bullish hammer candle, I would be buying US 30. 50 pips stop loss, 50 pips take profit. This is instant take profit or instant profit. Ideally, you can put, so our stop loss is below the demand zone and below the candle. So that candle went straight into profit. Personally, so I'll count this trade because I did identify it. I didn't get a chance to take it on my copier, but this is an official trade because I did say that if we get a close above this as a bullish hammer candle, this would be a buy. So remember, for our strategies, if you're 20 pips in profit, set break even. So this trade is already 30 pips in profit. We should see a rejection from the 200 DMA right here. So I do expect price to hit the 200 DMA. So that's a place you can secure half. So right now, this trade should be at break even. And I do expect a rejection from here. So I will count this trade, even though I didn't take it because I was analyzing, but I did identify this trade. I just didn't realize the candle was about to close. Let me also set up my trade manager. So today, I'll be going forward. My first trade of the day, I'll be risking 0.375% of my account value. Actually, wait, this is EU. I shouldn't have done that. So if you got into that trade when I brought it up, you should be at break even. You should have just gotten taken out. So I want to see if I can re-enter because I do see it retesting the 9 EMA. This trade keeps wanting to live without me. But US 30, yeah, US 30 is bullish right now. So I want to see if I can re-enter that trade. I do see it coming back to the touching the 9 EMA. We do have these demand levels. Let me see if I can find a trend line here. We have 2 minutes till that candle closure. Give me 1 second. I don't want to miss this trade if it comes back down. Okay, well, I'll see it on the 1 minute. So here, what I want to start looking for established high lows. So I do want to draw my trend line on the 1 minute. So here, if I go on the 1 minute, and this trend line should ideally hold also on the 5 minute. I'm hoping it comes back down. But anyway, so any buy would be at the retest of the 9 EMA or retest of the trend line. But anyway, if you're still in that trade, you should have been instantly in profit. We rarely get some of those trades where it comes up. Okay, so we did receive, so yesterday in the group, in the signals channel, so same as the signals channel. So this channel is only available to everybody till the end of this week. So the signals and the indicators will be by subscription only. Now you will have signals from me that I identified during the live session. Those will remain completely free. So it's like the pending orders are set on gold yesterday. We did not get filled on these orders. So keep in mind, any pending orders that I send in the indices, commodities, and Forex majors or Forex minors channels, these are only intraday trades. If you do not get filled by the end of the day, go ahead and cancel those orders. So these orders right here will remain free. The only thing that will be by subscription will be the signals and access to the alerts because it will be by invite only. The Zoom sessions, the pending orders I send in here will remain free. This screenshots that I send will remain free. Now, if we go to the signals page, this, and once you join, make sure to mute yourself. So yesterday, we had 5 back-to-back winning signals. So alerts, GJ sell, gold buy, gold sell, and US 30 sell. All of these trades went straight into profit for 50 pips each. Oh, actually, this one was 20 pips. So 50 plus 20, that's 70. This is 130. 180. So you would have profited 180 pips if you took this 5 trades. Now, let me go over this one gold buy right here. So I want to show you guys how you apply the entry strategy for signals. So this is only for signals. It's independent of our own other markups, right? So we did have a gold buy. So let's analyze the gold buy that we got. So that's so when you get the signal right here, you get instrument, you get a buy or sell, and then you get the time frame. Was this 5 minute? I thought this was 15 minute. I'll go over that. It must have been a typo. But anyway, I'll go over it. And then you get the time frame, and then you get a stop loss and take profit. So give me 1 second. I thought that gold was in the 15 minute. Yes, so this one was in the 15 minute because in the 15 minute, I think it was this candle right here. So I think it's a typo in my AI that sends those signals. So that should have been 15 minutes. So like I need this thing to load. There we go. Yeah, so it was 15 minutes. So the buy was up here, right? So the buy was up here. So if you took it on impulse, I'll correct that typo. That's a typo in my AI. So this should have been on the 15 minute and not 5 minute. So take profit 50 pips, stop loss 50 pips. Let me know if US, okay, yeah, US 30 has. But hopefully you guys are in that trade. I just feel bad I missed it. So 50 pips take profit, 50 pips stop loss. Now, if you took this trade on impulse, you would have got, look, right? You'd have gotten stopped out and the trade came back to your entry, right? So regardless of the time frame, so if you get a GJ sell 5 minutes, so for example, so this one was definitely a typo. It wasn't on the 5 minute. This should have been 15 minutes, but I'm going to fix that after. So since the buy was on the 15 minute, what you need to do is wait for the retest of the 9 EMA on that time frame that you received the signal on. So here, if you got a US 30 sell on the 5 minute, you can enter on impulse. Like this 3 trades are from GJ to US 30. If you did enter on impulse, you would have gone straight into profit. But they also provided
waiting for a retest on US 30 because it's coming down if you was.
Okay, yeah. So I did say it's going to reject off of the 200 EMA. Yeah, so let me know if it comes back to the 9 EMA. Thanks for that. Um, yeah, so for this 5 trades, GJ sell, gold buy, gold sell, US30 sell, if you did enter them on impulse, I think this gold sell too was valid, yeah, because there were 5 trades that hit take profit back to back. But if you did enter any of these trades on impulse, you would have gone straight into profit, but they also gave you an opportunity to enter with the retest of the 9 EMA. Now, you're not gonna get these signals are pretty good, but not all of them, of course, are going to be 100% win rate. But if you do want to increase that win rate, always wait for the retest of the 9 EMA based on this time frame that you're given here, right? So if it says GJ sell 15-minute, wait on the 15-minute time frame for price to come back and test the 9 EMA. You don't have to wait for a closure above or below. You can enter on impulse on the perfect retest of the 9 EMA. That is the only time I say enter on impulse on retest of the 9 EMA. Because if you remember our other strategies, we need a retest of the 9 EMA and closure above or below. But for this particular strategy, since it's a signal, since it's not coming from me, it's coming from my AI, this one just wait for the retest of the 9 EMA and enter on impulse. Don't care whether it closes above or below. So let's analyze this gold trade, right? So if you just waited for this retest of the 9 EMA. So if you entered on impulse, stop out. Guess what happens? The next 2 candles, they go all the way back up to entry price with ideally 50 pips. But if you just waited because the signal was fired up here, you just waited for this retest of the 9 EMA, guess what? You get your 49 pips or 48 pips, right? Zero drawdown. So that is how to deal with those signal entries. I went over that yesterday. I won't keep going over it every day. I did say I'll make a video for all the strategies, and US30, there you go, full take profit or almost full take profit. So this trade would have been 0.375%. I did identify this. Unfortunately, I got late in entering it, but there you go, full TP. So if you did take that trade, full TP for 50 pips. Now, if you did use, so yesterday I was using 0.25%. I think I started off with 0.25% risk. So if that's what you're using from yesterday, you should be up for the day 0.25%. But I did tell you that I will count this trade because I did identify it. I just got late in taking it. So I'll wait for the next trade. So let's see what we have. So I'll delete this. So that's just an example of how to deal with the signals. So gold, we are in a sales. So we do have a supply zone down here. And you can see price is trapped between this supply zone and this supply zone. So yesterday, I did expect gold to go up. So if you look back at the pending orders that I sent out, we had a gold pending buy at 1939 and 1935. However, gold did not come that far down to tap us in. So on the high time frame, so I'm looking at the hourly chart, we are above the 9 EMA on the hourly. So I do expect gold to drop and retest the 9 EMA on the hourly. So this is around this zone, this structure right here. So I think it lines up with the 200 EMA on the 5-minute, and then we should have a continuation to the upside. However, I do not have a buy markup here. So in this case, we might have to draw a trend line. So this trend line, it's a hanging trend line because, okay, wait, we do have a high low there. So that would be the trend line. Let's see, EU is ideally dead. But you can see EU has been in an uptrend. EU, let's see. I do see a trend line on the hourly time frame. Let me see if I can draw it out. No. No, that's just forcing a trend line. So no trend line there. All right, let me stick to US30 for now. I definitely want to, I prefer trading US30, but that was a quick 50 pips profit. So I am still, let's see, let me do analysis on US30. You can see that we've created this structure that started breaking down. We had a sell on the hourly. Let me take off this. I don't like trading with buy and sell signals if I'm trading live. So let's see what we have on US30. So we've created a strong structure to the upside. Let's see if the structure to the left has been completed. So we've completed this, ideally completed this structure to the upside. So if US30 is to go further up, I see it going to this zone right here. So there's nothing making US30 come back down. So I do expect US30 to keep trending up. We do have a golden cross coming in on the 5 minutes. So what I'll do, actually, I'll go, I didn't draw today's trend lines, but I do see US30 going back up. There's nothing holding it from um, uh, coming back down until this zone. So if US30 is to go up, I do see, you do see on my right, we have a sell zone within a sell zone around 32,750 area. So this is all the way up here. So possibly US30 is coming to the previous weekly high, but for right now, there's nothing. So I do see this as a short-term pullback, and I do see a golden cross coming in. So I'll be looking for another buy on US30. So we do have a 15-minute bullish low, bullish high. Again, ignore the previous daily high and daily low today because I normally mark those up on Wednesday. So right now I only have Monday high and Monday low. So just ignore this PD high for now. So if this golden cross is to come in, where are we likely to go, right? So US30 is likely to retest the 9 EMA. So that's one entry. The best entry would be a retest of this trend line. But if this golden cross is to materialize, I don't see US30 dropping this far down because this will mean the 9 EMA will get broken. We are closing above the 15-minute bullish low. So this might be a quick trade, quick high. What is it called? Quick high risk trade with low lot size. So let me do this retest of, I'll do retest of this. Stop loss below, let's see how big a stop loss of 50 pips will be. So maybe 40 pips so that the stop loss is protected by, so I do see, no, actually 200 DMA. All right, so we might retest either the 15-minute bullish low, the structure, or the 200 DMA. I do see the 200 DMA as being a better entry for US30. So for this one, I will risk 0.5% for this trade if it comes back down. Yeah, if it doesn't, then it doesn't. I can't force anything. I need a better trend line for gold on the 1 minute. Also, my trading view seems to be lagging today. Okay. I'll just delete this. So gold, I expect gold to go up. EU, let's see. EU, we have, so this weekly high has been pushed up. So let me push it up there. We are in a sell for US, well, we're not in a sell, but we are in a supply zone. So the way this trade could have been taken, so I do see a sell for EU. So if you guys already know my strategies, you guys should have taken a bunch of these trades even without me. So you see the first time EU closed above the 5 minute after this. So if you're in a supply zone, you want for closure below the 9 EMA and retest of the 9 EMA. So even when price came in here, you did get some little rejection, but it didn't give you like a lot of pips. But price kept being above the 9 EMA. You got this closure below the 9 EMA, price started coming back down. Closed below, retested 9 EMA, closed above the next candle, closed below the 9 EMA, closed below the supply zone, closed above.
US30 about to touch the 200, I think.
Okay, so good. So I will buy US30 here. I know I said 0.5%, but I'm going with 0.375 because I didn't have time to change that up. So I am in that US 30 buy right there. And I definitely need, I haven't drawn today's trend lines on my MT4. So remember, always personally, I draw trend lines on MT4 and I do not delete them. So I'm trying to draw my trend lines now, but that trade is in profit. Let's see. I can draw this. I knew I was missing something today. I don't know why I'm so slow today. Let's go here. I'm just drawing my trend line on MT4. Perfect, perfect. This trend line is going up. So that trade is in profit. I didn't get a chance to change my risk to 0.5%, but so I'm only risking 0.375%. But if you did take these two trades and you're winning, so this trade ideally it should be, let's see, for me it's about 20 pips in profit. I got in a little late. Thanks Livy for letting me know, because I would have been mad if I missed this trade as well. So the US 30 is pushing up, and we do have that golden cross coming in, so that helps. We do have, so if we do get closure above this 15-minute bullish lows and highs, we should get a pump to the upside. So there's nothing that's making US 30 sell right now, unless they do use these zones as sell zones. There you go. I'm like, so you should set this trade at break even at this point. Easy trades, no drawdown trades, 0. Okay, so I am up 0.25%. Let's keep going. That's easy money. 2 back-to-back wins on US 30. Let me see if I can ride it all the way up. There's nothing stopping US 30 from coming back down. This previous daily high, it must have been Thursday high. Yeah, so this is Thursday high. So keep in mind, I only start marking up previous daily highs on Wednesday, because for Monday, I just label it as Monday high, Monday low. So this previous daily high is actually for Thursday, because I normally mark up Monday and Friday highs and lows. But personally, I will close this trade out when it comes back up here. But we are getting a golden cross. I just want to secure some profit for the day. And I am out of that trade. I'm up 0.25% for the day. I should have been up close to 0.8 if I had taken this first trade. So, okay, so 2 trades. So this one I'm definitely, I did say this trade, today I'm starting with 0.375%. So this trade I did say, how much did I say? 0.5%. For this trade. For this trade, I'm gonna count the percentage we were doing yesterday, because I don't think I'd said to take 0.375 at this point. So if these 2 trades hit and you did take them to full take profit, you have 0.5 and 0.25. So that's 0.75% return for the day already on 2 back-to-back trades, no drawdown trades. That is how I love taking my trades. I did say gold. I expect gold to keep going up, and it is going up. EU, I was analyzing, and thanks, Livy. I think you're the one who's going to be alerting me for US 30 in case I'm analyzing something else. And I can stop analyzing other charts, but I know other people will maybe trade gold and EU. But if I keep missing a lot of trades like this, I might just focus on US 30 by itself. So remember, 20 pips, when you're 20 pips profit in any of my trades are set break even. So this trade, ideally, you should be at break even. We were up about 48 pips. So it's either 20 pips set break even, or when you're halfway, set or take half and leave half running. So I think instead of break even, we can say we can be doing, if you're 25 pips in profit, take 50% and set break even, if that makes sense. That's probably a better way even for calculating returns. But I already closed this trade out for personally 0.25% return for the day. let's see. So EU, I was analyzing EU. So for this particular trade, the best entry right here, you would have waited for retest of the 9 EMA around the supply zone. So this trade, you could have entered the sell on EU either here. Short, is it short? Yeah. So retest of the 9 EMA and retest of the top of that supply zone, you could have entered a sell here. So remember, our take profit and stop loss for pairs is 20 pips. So this trade have a little bit of drawdown. Your stop loss is above the previous high, and you would have been in profit right now. Another retest, you could have waited for another retest of the 9 EMA here for a no drawdown trade. So keep in mind, if you're using my strategies, right, you can easily find a no drawdown trade. Like there's no need for you to be FOMOing into trades. There's no need for you to be forcing any trades. We always get at least maybe one no drawdown trade in a day, or let me put it in 2 days. So that just goes to show you that our strategies work and you just have to be patient. I do see this golden cross forming, so I am looking for another buy on US30. Now the question is, where's the next best place to buy US30? So here is one of those trades I was talking about yesterday. You can go high risk buy and put your stop loss below the 9 EMA so that ideally you look for the 9 EMA to protect your trade. So here, if I was to, let me see if the bias has changed, but this is a heavily bullish candle. But that's to be expected because when you're getting these golden crosses and death crosses, you normally get a retest of the 9 EMA and 200 EMA and spike all the way back up. So actually, I wouldn't be surprised if this candle closed as a bullish hammer candle. So give me 1 second. I do see, so we are still bullish on US30, 53, 43. I could have done like a 50 lot here with a 10 pip stop loss. Let me see if it's gonna come back up. So ideally still risk like 0.25%, but use like a 50 lot with only a 10 pip stop loss. So ideally that's how you play some of these games. Looks like it went away without me again, because what I was planning to do, let me see if it comes back down. So this trade would have been taken out at break even, and look, price is going up straight back up into profit. So there's no need for you, if you're holding this trade all the way up here, the same thing I said yesterday, without securing even 50% or without setting break even, you need to reanalyze your risk strategy. Give me 1 second. Let me try 20 pip stop loss. There you go, 20 pips and 20 pips TP. So this is risking 0.5%. Let's see. Yeah, it might not come back. That would have been the trade right there. Yeah. The only issue here is that we don't have, these are some of those trades that you only get one chance to pull them off. Let me go to the 1 minute actually. I need, let's see. So where it is right there. These are some of those trades you only have one shot to take them. But you do see it's attempting to come back down. So I'm not gonna, even with a small stop loss like that, I don't think it's worth it. Now, if we do get a bullish hammer candle here, 67, this is 67, the bottom is 40. So this is only 27. So for me, bullish hammer or inverted bearish hammer, I need the wick to be 30 pips, at least 30 pips. Nothing less than that. So this one would be 27 pips. But if we do get a bullish hammer here, I would take it because ideally we have a golden cross, and then ideally it would close above the 15-minute bullish low. So yeah, if we do get a bullish hammer here, I will take that. We have 3 minutes before this candle closes, and I will take it with a 0.5 risk and with a 20 pip stop loss. And here I'm doing like a 50 lot. So let's see if we get that. 3 minutes. So somebody remind me when it's almost 1 minute. So gold, we've started seeing a downtrend. right there. So let's do that for gold. And do we have any news today? Let's see. Today's news. We have news at 10. Oh, okay. So it's past. So we don't take trades 5 minutes before news and 5 minutes after news. And there you go. We are getting that bullish hammer candle that's going to close ideally above the 15-minute bullish low. Let me do something. So a 20 pip stop loss, maybe a 30 pip stop loss. So I will risk the same, but the stop will be 30 pips because I need my stop loss to be well below the 9 EMA on this one. We have 2 minutes, so let me prepare that. I will risk how much? 0.5%. And we are doing a, what did I say, 30? Yeah, 30 pip. Okay, let's see what we get for that. Because ideally the bullish hammer candles, your stop loss needs to be below the low of that 5-minute candle. The only thing, our stop loss, depending on where it closes, our stop loss might be within that 5-minute candle. But we do have this bullish hammer candle. So let's see, 5 minutes. So here you can either wait for retest of the 15-minute bullish low or enter on impulse. Depending on how big this candle is, I might wait for the retest of the structure that's below here or retest of the 15-minute bullish low. 1 minute. Yeah, actually, you know what? Nope, that is too much risk. I'll just do our regular 50 pips because this candle looks like it's gonna go heavy. So keep in mind, you don't have to wait for me to enter. If it aligns with any of your strategies, you can enter at any time. There are people who trade on the 1 minute. So there's that goal. We
I was
definitely,
already in. I got a 1K out that one.
yep, there you go. Yeah, see, I like Livy. Livy just goes all the way, right? He's mastered the strategies, the trend lines, and he doesn't have to wait for me to say buy or sell. So keep in mind, the only trades I'm looking for are trades that are counting. Like if I was trading independent of you guys, I could have taken this buy like a lot of times, but here again, I'm still trying to be careful because I just want to show you guys you can win while being patient. So for this one, I am doing, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm still doing 0.5%. If you want to enter on impulse, you can enter. I am not. I'm waiting for price to come back down around this zone. So ideally, at the very least, to come back down here. But if you entered on impulse, sure, you could have been up 90. If you only need 10 or 20 pips to a day, you can easily take that. But for me, I'm looking to ride a bigger move. So it's fine. I'm already up 0.25 for the day. So I'm not rushing to do anything. So EU sell, I did point out where the EU sell would have been. US 30, gold. Yeah, I'll stick to US 30 for now. But keep in mind, nothing is making US 30 come back down. The only way they can bring back US 30 is to use this bullish highs and bullish lows as supply areas. I've definitely seen that where they use bullish zones as bearish zones. But unless they do that, there's nothing keeping US 30 from, at the very least, coming up here to 32,548. So that's another thing. For some of these trades, when I say we have a long way to go up, instead of a 50 pip stop loss, you can use a 100 pip stop loss. Like for example, if you had a 10 lot with a 100 pip stop loss, like you can easily make 1K from that move all the way up just by risking 1K. So that's another thing to be on the lookout for. So this Thursday high that's marked up as a previous daily high is the one that's keeping price down for now. But if we do break that, we've already done a golden cross. Price is likely to go up. So in the meantime, what I'll do, I'll just draw my trend lines on MT4. If anybody has a question, go ahead and ask. But if you did take every trade, leave alone just this one because I haven't taken this one. If you did, I didn't take this one, but I identified it. I just got late in taking it, but I did take this one. So if you did take any of these two trades, you should at the very least be up 0.5% for the day. And remember, you only need 0.5% each day to pass any phase one challenge in 2.5 weeks. So if you ask me, I think we are golden. And if you did take any of these signals yesterday, you should be up heavy. And look at that. We also have a US 30 buy signal. And I think this hit take profit. This was on the 5-minute. I think maybe it came off of this candle. Yep, so it's still in profit. And there goes US 30. So I don't feel bad missing such trades. Like, I know that I'll get another one. And if we had already taken 2 trades back to back and won, there's no need to be greedy. And there she goes. So I'm not looking for a sell on US 30. Now, even if I was trying to sell US 30, so keep in mind, what did I say for US 30? I see US 30 coming into this supply zone right here. We do have Monday high and the current weekly high up there. Now, if you do see supply zones, scroll down your chart. Now, remember, you guys only have access to a snapshot of my US 30 markups, but these were US 30 markups for today that I'd sent earlier. So you guys only have access to the screenshot, but I did say beginning next week also there'll be an option for you to have access to my actual chart, because I did say there's a way to share that on TradingView. So anyway, we're going to talk about that next week. But if you do have, whether it's my markups or whether it's your own supply markups that you've marked up and you have a bunch of them, when price, like right now, I know US 30 is bullish. I am not looking for, even if it comes back down, comes here, I do expect a slight retracement, and then it's going to rip through these zones. Now, if you do see that, always go to your higher time frame. So now I have this higher time frame to my right, which is the hourly chart, right? I can see a better view because I do see this structure to the upside. So this structure that was created here, US 30 came down, went back up, came back down again, right? I did say that these instruments love filling or completing structures. So I was expecting US 30 to go back up, but overall, like in the daily, weekly, I do expect, US 30 to go to the 29,000 area. But that doesn't mean it's just going to drop all the way there without retracement. So I was expecting this structure to be completed to the upside. So starting this call in the morning, I did say there's this structure here where price is ideally at. But if you look at the very top, we do have the previous weekly high, and right there we'll have completion of this structure to the upside and possibly a retracement either there or here. But overall, look at this. If I minimize, there is a possibility of US 30 completing the overall downtrend structure at around 33,530 area. But at the very least, we should see a good retracement from 32,769 to 32,969 area. So that is about a 200 pip zone. So for now, I wouldn't even look to sell US 30 here. At the very least, I would look for a reversal at 33,584 for maybe 20 pips. But anyway, right now I am not looking for, I already missed my buy, price didn't come back in, but I already caught a buy here. So, for me, it's still a win for the day. And there you go. So let's see what happens. Price exactly tested that structure, that supply zone, and dropped for 10 pips. So you can catch 10 or 20. So if you do trade these zones, do not go for 50 pips, especially right now when we know US 30 is bullish. Do not, if you go for 50 pips, you'll get burned. But you can go for 10 pips, a quick 10 pips, and then you get out. You wait for price to come here, grab a quick 10 pips, and wait to get out. But if you go for 50 pips here, you will definitely get burned. So if anybody has any questions, go ahead and ask. Let me right now, I remember that I forgot to draw my trend lines on my MT4, so that's what I'm focusing on now. But if anybody has any questions, please go ahead and ask right now. see.
What is the golden cross that you're referring to?
Golden cross is when the 9 EMA crosses the 200 EMA to the upside. So here is that golden cross. 9 EMA crossed the 200 to the upside. So
Okay.
yeah, yep. And that's why we caught the second buy, and that's why also I was, but also keep in mind, right? If this trend line is to hold, so let's see how this trend line is working, right? So remember, price, we can get a retest, not always, but we can get a retest of the trend line. So I'll go back to the 1 minute and see how this trend line is going. Okay, it was broken a little bit, then went back up. So to me, it's a static trend line on the 1 minute. Now we need a high low on the 5 minute in order to establish a trend line on the 5 minute, right? Now, but if this trend line on the 1 minute is to hold, you can see that we are likely for price to come back down still. So maybe to the 200 DMA, or at the very least to this demand zone and pick up more liquidity for continuation to the upside. Or who knows, maybe this is the time US 30 reverses for good, right? For the near period. So what I'll do, I'll also go on the hourly. Let's see what's happening on the hourly. So we always need to watch what the 11 o'clock candle does, right? Because if you remember yesterday, we could have got an easy sell on US 30 because the hourly candle closed below the 9 EMA, and we got a retest of the 9 EMA on the hourly, and that would have been an easy sell. But right now, other than looking for trades that aren't there, so I need this trend line on the 5 minute to be confirmed. So if it is to be confirmed, we do need price to come back down. So I'll delete that for now. Gold, nothing major for gold. Gold is currently in a downtrend. Yeah, again, if you guys have any questions, let me know. But in the meantime, let me draw my trend lines for today. All right, so I'm guessing everybody, since you guys are quiet, I'm guessing everybody's
Went against
comfortable.
my trend line thing, and I felt I got hurt for it, but not bad. But it didn't close above the trend line, but I still took the buy because it went up, but it came right back down on US 30.
And actually, yeah, because I just drew that trend line. So this is, I'm drawing my trend lines right now because I forgot. I don't know what's up with me today. I'm just slow today. There is this trend line here. So I drew it on my MT4, and price is literally rejecting from that trend line on my MT4. So if I actually had this, so let's see. I'll keep drawing my other trend lines. It's fine. Whatever price chooses to do, let it do. But US 30 is heavily bullish right now. Gold is bearish. EU is bearish, in my opinion. So gold. So a gold sell would be a retest of this trend line. And if we are doing 50 pips, our stop loss would be around 1968. So we need a signal for gold to close above the 9 EMA. I think I have one of those signals set. So we should get a signal when gold closes above the 9 EMA on the 5 minute, and then we just wait for a retest of the trend line. So if we're looking for a sell and you see gold selling all this way, see, the issue is people get trapped in FOMO or whatever, because you can just sell on impulse, right? But another reason we have trend lines is to show us where price is likely to come back to. So no need to FOMO. So even though I'm looking for a sell on gold, there's no need for me to just FOMO right here. There's this whole space that gold needs to occupy in order for this trend line to keep holding. Because keep in mind, we have an established higher high, an established lower high. So we might even get this sell on gold here, even better, right? Because gold can come all this way, fail to tap the trend line on the 5 minute, and then when gold gets into this supply zone, it just ranges and we get a tap of the trend line, and then closure below like this sell zone, and you get into a quick sell, you catch your 50 pips so easily. So always wait for confirmation. We see EU, same thing. So what I'll do with EU on the 1 minute, I'm pretty sure there's a trend line. So I'll come here, draw the trend line from the higher high. Now this is a tricky one, right? So ideally your trend line should originate from a established high-low area and go to the next high-low area. But if you have a bunch of this that are not in line, use the third area, the third zone or the fourth zone. So you can skip the second zone. So let's see how this ties up to the 5 minutes if it's holding. And there you go. We have some closures above. So I would still wait for this on EU. Oh, here's another easy, another little trick built into our indicator. I know we've been trading channels or trend lines. So here, if I do show trend, we should have a trend that's automatically drawn for us. So what this shows you is a sell zone and a supply zone based on a trend, based on established trend lines. So when price, ideally what we could have done here, let us try to cover up this. Okay. So just by trading this alone, let's see what we can find, right? So ideally, if price is above this area, you're looking for buys. If price is below this area, so that's that setting on that indicator of ours, right? If you just turn on show trend down here. I just remembered it. So look at this. This would have been another confirmation for this buy. Actually, if I had used this tool, I would have just entered this buy on impulse, right? Because we had a rejection, we had that golden cross, but for me, I was waiting for a retest of a zone we had marked up. But here you can see that this candle came into a sell zone in the trend, sell trend channel or whatever you want to call it, rejected off of it, closed above. So actually, if I had this on, I would have just jumped in on impulse at the close of this candle. But anyway, that's another nifty trick that's built into our indicator. So right now for any sell for US 30 right now, I would say wait for price to come back to this trend channel. Or it also looks like we might get an inverted bearish hammer candle on how many? So 20 seconds. This is tricky. This is okay. This would be a risky sell. But I will get into it. Still risking 0.5. Ideally, you need to wait for a retest of this zone, but I'll just enter. There you go. And we did get, so ideally, you need to wait for a retest of this zone, which is the retest of, again, this is a risky, it's a risky trade. So use proper risk management. Personally, I entered on impulse because that was a inverted bearish hammer candle. I know I did say I wasn't looking for sells, but we do trade candlestick patterns often. So I think this is the first time we are trading inverted bullish hammer candle. But when trading the bullish hammer candle, no, inverted bearish hammer candle, every time we've traded the bullish hammer candle, we haven't lost a single trade from it. So this is actually the first time. Let me get rid of that channel. This is the first time we are trading the inverted bearish hammer candle on the live session. So let's see how this goes. So it just rejected. So the perfect entry would have been here, right? But for me, I hopped in on impulse. So yeah. There you go. I did say for you guys to wait for retest of that trend line. So it did retest and now we are dropping down. So keep in mind, US 30 is still bullish. But I do like that rejection off of the trend line. So, easy money today. If you waited for the retest of the trend line and didn't hop in on impulse like me, no drawdown trade and we are still up. So honestly, if this trade, so if you're 20 pips in profit, 25, take off half and set break even. So that's our new policy, right? So let me see. There we go. Keep going. Easy money. That is 15 pips profit for me. If you entered earlier,
I went in with too big, so I got out quick. I ain't mean to go in so big, but I
Yep.
got like 300 out of it.
There you go. Easy money. Let me see. 20. So here, as much as I do all this, sometimes I'm terrible with math. There you go. So I am securing 50%. Come back down for me. Let's see. There you go. Okay, I'm securing 50% and I've set break even. Easy money, right? So this trade is at break even. So 3 back-to-back wins on US 30. If you missed the first one like I did, and keep in mind I went with a 0.5 risk for this trade. So we are up heavy for the day. I hope you guys, so right, but look at where we are at. We are retesting the 9 EMA and we are retesting this bullish zone. So this is definitely either close your whole trade here or secure a half and set break even, because keep in mind we still have an active golden cross. We always expect price to, after a golden cross, we always, or not always, we expect a price, either a golden cross or death cross, we expect price to retest the 9 EMA and keep going in the direction. So remember, we are still bullish on US 30. The reason we took this sell, we had a trend line here, but we have an inverted bearish hammer candle, which ideally shows a reversal or a sell. And ideally, the best entry, for me, I just entered on impulse, but the best entry would have been to wait for the retest of this trend line, and then you sell at that zone. So if you waited up here, you should have even gotten a better entry than me. So for price to go down to a take profit, keep in mind that it has to break the 9 EMA, break the 9 EMA, break this demand zone, and then come to the 200 EMA. So it's still possible to touch the 200 EMA and go all the way up. But personally, I
Well, I
secured.
want to ask you real quick, Faizan, the first bullish hammer candle. I didn't know that was a bullish hammer because it had the little wick. So those count too, as long as it's more of a wick on the bottom.
Yes, so the wick on the bottom should be 30 pips and above, or 30, at the very least 30 pips. So the wick on this one, this was 408. This one was 472. So that's ideally, it's 25, 30, whatnot. Yeah, but ideally 30 pips. The other thing I looked at, we were in a demand zone, right? So some of the ways I interpret some of these things, it's what is it called? It's subjective, especially when I tie it into some other confluences. So I'm looking at where price is in a demand zone. Okay, price hasn't really closed above the 9 EMA and stayed above the 9 EMA in a good continuous fashion. So guess what? We get this retest in a demand zone. We get this push above and closure above the 9 EMA with ideally a wick that's 27 pips or whatnot. So for me, that qualifies as a bullish hammer candle in my own analysis, but maybe that's
I
not the
got you. I
text.
see what you're saying.
Yeah, that's not the textbook bullish hammer. So let's see. So do I really want to keep riding this trade down? Honestly, I will secure. So we are in a demand zone. We've retested the 9 EMA. Let's see if US 30 is still bullish. So honestly, I'll get out of this trade. I'm pretty sure I'm up 0.5% for the day already. So that's just personally my analysis for that. So I am up today. I am up what? Oh, this is amazing. I'm up 0.5% for the day exactly. Okay. So I don't even know if there's any need for us to look for more trades. Already a lot of wins. I've been in groups before where you ideally maybe catch 1 or 2 trades, and that's when you're lucky, but sometimes you don't. And there you go, what I was talking about gold. You know, don't worry that an instrument is taking off without you. It's gonna draw your if you ever feel the need to FOMO, do this. Go to the 1 minute. If a trend line is not established on the 5 minute, like you don't have at the very least 2 high-low areas to draw your trend line, go to the 1 minute. If you haven't found them on the 5 minute, you'll definitely find them on the 1 minute. Draw your trend line, whether it's on the 1 minute, whether it's on the 5 minute, and then wait for price to come back and retest the trend line. Because ideally, what's a trend line, right? If you're expecting price to go up, then there'll definitely be a trend to the upside. So wait, draw your trend line. If price has taken off in your direction without you, and then you start making, being like, I could have made 1,000, I could have made 500. Just get rid of that mindset, draw your trend line, wait for price to come to your trend line, and then enter at that point. Do not chase price. So this trade, if you're still in, you should have secured half and stop should be at break even. Let's see. Yeah, honestly, right now, I don't feel like forcing anything more. So I'll just go back and keep drawing my trend lines on my MT4. But thank God I drew that when I drew it, because so every morning after I send you guys these markups in here, I normally go on my MT4 and I draw the trend lines, right? So every day I go in there and draw my trend lines. US 30 buy signal would have hit take profit easily. Okay. If anybody has any other questions, go ahead and ask, but I'll go back to drawing my trend lines on my MT4 because I don't want to miss anything. Hmm. Interesting. I'm missing this trend line right here. All right. Again, so I'm guessing you guys already understand how to use the signals and how to enter. So ideally, that's what I'm assuming. If you guys are quiet. Honestly,
3. The 3 is the that's the option you really want to do, is the 2 and 3 entering on.
what do you mean 2 and 3?
On your signals,
Mhm.
you've got one, it's got like a, well, here, let me open up the indicator and see which one it is. I don't know if it's the semaphore. Yeah, so it's the 3-level semaphore.
Mhm.
And I know you were mentioning maybe last week or the week before,
Mhm.
the 1, 2, and 3, and I think it sounded like the 3 was the strongest one.
Yeah, so anything with a 3. So that's why with this indicator, I've taken off 2 and 2 and 1. So I've just left anything that has a 3 because yeah, you're correct. 3 is the strongest one.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Mhm. And since we're here, let me, what signal did I say I would edit? I think it was the gold 15 minute because it fired as a 5 minute. So let me do that because I will forget that. What did we get? So GJ, for those who trade GJ, give me 1 second. I don't want to mess this chart off. No. For those who trade GJ, what do we get? Anyway, we got a signal. But again, I don't focus on signals. I consider signals as spoon feeding, unless you're using them with our confluences. But let me go ahead and edit. Which one did I say I was going to edit? So we got a AUD USD buy and GJ buy signal. And this take profits and stop losses for pairs, I think they should be 50 pip each. So I'm still debating on those. So I might change this signals, the take profit and the stop loss for pairs to be 50 pips. But 20 pips should be doable. Which one did I say I was gonna? I think it was the gold sell. This one was supposed to be a 15 minute. I'm just editing that out on my other time frame. So this trade is still running. If you're in that trade, and I just don't like price dancing around too much for me. Gold, so it was a gold sell. It should have been 15 minutes. Huh, interesting. Oh no, that's not it. Okay. Full TP on that trade. If you held either the full trade, so 50-50. Okay. this does not really help. Let's see, should have been 15 minutes. Oh no, it was 5 minutes. Oh yeah, I don't have any cells. I'm sorry. So that signal was valid. I don't have any signals set or alerts set for gold on the 5 minute for you guys. I do have them set for myself, but I don't have them set for you guys. So let's see for that gold on the 5 minute. It was a what? It was a buy. So let's see. I think I need to redo
Yeah,
those.
it was
Anyway,
a buy on the 5 minute because it popped up on my minus a 3.
okay. But unless it was down, no, but this was early in the morning, but this one popped up like what time? This one popped up at, was it a buy or it was a buy? It was this one. No, it couldn't have been the 625 candle, was it? Maybe it was. Yeah, I think it was I don't know. At this point, I'm confused. Which one did I say? So we started the live session here. So it has to be the 625 candle, right? Yeah, the 6:25 a.m. Gold by 5 minutes. Give me 1 second. And there you go. So where's US30 likely to go? It's likely to go back to this. And this is what I said, the trend line, right? So if I still had that one buy, I would still be waiting. But right now I'm not looking for trades. Keep in mind, we've already won 3 back-to-back trades for 50 pips. So if you actually took these trades for 50 pips, you should be up, even though you closed half like me, maybe you should be up 100 pips for the day, or 1%, no, 0.75% or something for the day. Give me one. And there you go. Gold is back up there. So just use, again, right now I'm not looking for anything. Just use your proper judgment to enter, but it is at the trend line. So you need to see if gold breaks up here. Remember, we have a 50 pip stop loss, right? So your stop loss would be around 1979 area. So ideally, if you enter this sell, your stop loss, let it be above this zone. I might enter with a small lot, but let me wait for this candle to close. What I'll do if this, so keep in mind this trend line has been established. So if we do get a closure below this trend line on this candle, or we get another candle that closes below on the perfect retest of the trend line, that's the time to sell. But right now, just no need to sell. 625. So right now it's 10:25. That is 4 hours. So 10:30. Okay, so this was definitely a valid. I know I said I'm slow today, but I don't know. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, because this was definitely a valid buy on gold. There was definitely oh, I think I know. Okay, I know what's up. I do have 15-minute gold sells and gold buys, but they don't go to you guys. Yeah, okay, I get it now. So I only have them for myself. The reason I have them for, unless you guys want 15-minute gold buys and sells, the reason I don't have them for me is because, and I can still use them, right? So if I go on the 15-minute, now it makes sense why. So the one I was looking for, it was actually a 5-minute one, this one right here. But this one was the very first one before we got that strong move on gold. So the 5-minute actually came out before, somewhere around here, and you got that spike up and straight into profit. The 15-minute one came up somewhere, I think it was the top of this candle, and that's why I said for this one you should have waited for the retest of the 9 EMA. So if you guys are willing to just follow the strategies, I can set the 15-minute. So right now I only have US 35-minute going to you guys. I trust the 5-minute US 30 signals more than the 15-minute ones. For pairs, AUD, EU, GJ, and what else do I have? AU, EU, and GJ. Those are the only pairs. Again, if there are other instruments you guys want signals for, let me know. But EU, AU, and GJ, I have that set to come to you guys on the 15-minute time frame, because I've seen the 5-minute time frame is a little bit
Rising, you enter as soon as it hit the order block
for what trade?
for the goal that you're looking at right now.
So I need a close below this trend line and retest of the trend line for me to enter. So keep in mind, so when you see a lot of these supply zones, know that gold or whatever instrument can, so these zones also act as liquidity, right? But you see this zone right here, what is it? Weekly open or around the Friday low. So within this, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So within these 4 supply zones, we have 2 zones that have a darker shade of red, right? So this is where I would be looking in any case to sell gold, because keep in mind, for this particular trade for us to enter, we need a retest. We needed this candle to close below this trend line, or now we need a candle on the 5-minute to close below this trend line and retest it to close below, and then we need a candle to retest the trend line and close below. That's our entry. I hope that makes sense. So for me to enter a sell right now on gold, I would either enter a sell here on impulse, like set a pending sell order around 1977, 1975. But if I'm to enter around this area, I need a candle to do this. So I need a candle to close below, and then I need another candle to retest, the 5-minute candle to retest and close below. And then I would enter the sell on that candle closure. So for 50 pips, 50 pips take profit, 50 pips stop loss.
That same strategy could have just been used just now, right, on the buy. I missed
Mm.
it when it closed though.
Yeah, but we haven't
Oh no, because it never closed above, it just went straight up after.
yeah, it went straight up. So for a buy, we need a retest of this trend line and closure above. But right now, so gold is turning to bullish. So yes, if we do get a retest of this trend line and closure above, that would be a buy. However, here you would need to use your trend lines, because keep in mind, we don't have any buy zones right here. Well, personally, I do not. Maybe you guys do, but personally, I do not have any buy zones. So here your buy zone would just have to be your trend line. I don't see, would have to be this trend line to the upside. I don't see any trend line to the upside. So, but I do see a possible hanging trend line here. So by hanging trend line, remember our trend lines always originate from an established high low point to another established, to a second established high low point. So for this one, we call it a hanging trend line, because if this trend line is to establish as an actual trend line, as a static trend line, this then needs to be established as a high low in future. So then if you enter that trade for a buy, you would do this long position. You get a retest of the trend line and closure above. Then you would say enter there. Let's see where our stop loss on gold is 50 pips. Take profit is 50 pips. So see, your stop loss is ideally around the trend line. So price can come around here. So your stop loss here is around the trend line and around the supply zone. So if price comes down here, it can either fake you out, stop you out and shoot all the way back up, or pick up sell side liquidity and go all the way down. So here a better stop loss would be below this zone. So just this stop loss would be like 60 pips or 65 pips for a buy. But I don't feel comfortable entering a buy because I don't have any buy opportunities. I'll mark it up. I'm not going to take it, even though it hits take profit. I'm not going to count that. But that's how you would enter that buy. Keep in mind, we don't have any buy markups here. It's the second day prices away from any of our buy markups. So let's go back to EU and see. We had drawn, so the trend line on EU was weird, but we needed to touch as many points as possible. All right, so let's see how that is on the 5-minute. Yeah, it's still, I don't like this EU trend line, but we definitely have a higher high established. So maybe on the 5-minute, that's where we get a perfect trend line on EU, right? Because this can be the hanging trend line. We have a possible death cross coming in on the 5-minute. I don't know if it's just me, but today's charts are occupying too much space. Yeah, I don't know if it's just, but anyway, so this is a possible death cross coming in on EU, 9 EMA possibly crossing the 200 to the bottom. So this trend line, I'll keep it as a hanging trend line. If we get a price, a candle closing above this zone, because it's a hanging trend line, I'll still keep moving it to the high of the next candle until I get a confirmation to the downside, or until I get an establishment as this as a lower high. But EU, I see EU turning bullish. Gold is bullish. Easy money on US 30 today. So for US 30, let me see if we can catch one last trade. So right now we have 3 back-to-back wins on US 30 for 50 pips each. See what we can get. So I'm looking for this trend line. So definitely US 30 came into my buy area. So you remember that one buy I had set up for US 30 that left when US 30 left without me. But now since I have this trend line, so I did tell you guys, if a trend line is to hold, price is going to come back there and retest and keep going up. So right now a buy on US 30 would be, this is the most optimal buy, a retest of the trend line. 50. Yeah, today has been an amazing day. Let me see. So I'm guessing everybody who's in this call today has access to all those indicators, right? Or everything, because if you do not, speak now, or just if you're okay trading without them. Again, you don't have to trade with the indicator just by using my own
I'm being
strategy.
honest, I got the old ones still. I didn't get the new ones yet.
Did you fill out the form?
No.
Okay, so go ahead and fill out that form. I think I pinned it. If you go to the general chat and go to pinned messages, I do have, yeah, here it is. It's the Google form. So go ahead and fill that out. Wait, which one do you have access? The old one, the 3 level?
I got the older 3 level and I got the older high low.
Oh, no, no. Oh, okay. Yeah, so they should still be, because I updated them yesterday. So both of them should be the latest ones. So whatever you have. So long as you filled in this Google form and gave me your TradingView username, you should be able to see those indicators. If you go to indicators and you go to view invite only scripts, you'll be able to find them in there. Again, you don't need them to trade with us. Actually, most of the trades I take on the live session are not based off of indicators. They're just based on the strategies that I teach you guys on here. So you don't need our indicators. Even after next week or beginning next week, you don't need to subscribe to the indicators if you don't need to, or if you don't want to. So we do have a possible, I think we got a gold buy signal. So that's another additional confluence. I'm not taking it. I am satisfied with, I just don't like where gold is right now. We do have a lot of supply to the upside. So for you to win a 50 pip trade, yeah, I mean, let's go to the higher time frame. So this is an M pattern. So M pattern with double top. So that, and that. So if price is to come back up, we do see price coming around the neckline, which is 1980. Our perfect sell zone is 1977 to 1975 area. So yeah, it's just not a trade. I like US 30 because it gives us almost instantaneous profit. So what time is it? 10:46. So 10:46, and we already have 3 back-to-back wins for 50 pips each. So that's a good day if you ask me. I just feel bad I missed the first trade because it happened so quickly, but I already called it. So
Took the buy because it lined up with a trend line for the gold signal. So I'll let you know.
okay. Oh God, how did I miss? So we do have a closure above a trend line here. So on my MT4, I had another trend line. So we do have a trend line here because this is the 5 minute and it was established as a trend line. So I'm just looking at my MT4. So that's how my MT4 looks. Yeah, but it wasn't a bullish. I mean, it was a bullish hammer candle, but with a small wick, with only 32 to like a 10 pip or 15 pip wicks. So for me, so this is a textbook, or this is a near textbook bullish hammer candle. But to me, for me to take a trade from such a candle, the wick has to be at least 30 pips. Let's see what else we have. So let me go ahead and be productive and keep drawing my trend lines. If you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. But right now I'm just going back to my MT4 so that I can draw the trend lines I forgot to draw this morning. I have a trend line to the downside here. Yeah, so if you're new, I recommend drawing your trend lines on MT4 and do not delete them. If you want, you can draw them on your trading view, but I don't like having too many lines on trading view, especially since we already have quite a number of lines, horizontal lines, so I don't want to add on to those. But if you're comfortable having that, then feel free to draw them on your trading view. So this one goes there.
I hit T3 for 300. I did a 3 lot.
For gold?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and for some of this trade, like gold, you can definitely, instead of going for 10 or 20 pip or 50, the whole 50 pips, you can do like 10 pips and you can get a quick return right there. But good job on that. Anyway, I'll deal with the trend lines later. I just want to make sure I'm answering everybody. And also there's stuff that Steven had posted earlier. I don't know if Steven has any time maybe to go over some of the markups he had. Let me know, Steven, if you do. And then I can just let you share your screen. If not, we can arrange for another time. But yeah, I always tell you guys, follow what this guy does. He's a much better trader than me, and you can see his charts are cleaner than mine. So he's actually the person who made me start getting those no drawdown trades, because ideally, look at the trades Steven takes, right? He gets touched, or he gets filled into the pip, right? Right there, straight to profit. Again, right there, straight to profit. So follow his markups. He sends markups of DXY, of the DXY. Personally, I do not look at the DXY, but ideally, if you're trading EU, AU, or any major pair, and also US30, you should know the correlation between the US dollar and whatever asset you're trading. Because again, the euro, if you're trading euro USD, the euro's value is pegged against the dollar's value. So that's why you also need to know how the USD is moving. Personally, I've never ventured into that zone, but if you do, Steven's markups are a good way to go over that. Yeah, so Steven, if you have time and want to maybe demo something, let me know and I can give you access. If not, we can just do that another day. Today might be one of those days we end the stream early, because you can see prices dying down. I am not taking gold, but you can see if you're taking gold from the markup, I think the markup was there, but I do see gold just moving steadily and slowly, so I might as well just wait for the reversal. Now if I get a sell when gold is all the way up here, it's a trade out. So right now, I'm not willing to catch the buy. I'll wait for a sell signal on gold and I will take that. I feel, because I like being in trades like at most 1 hour. I don't like holding trades for a whole day. See, yeah, EU. So this is still a hanging trend line. You keep moving it until this area is established. So it might be established on the 1 minute. Let's see. Oh, let's demo something, right? Let's demo this nice little feature on our indicator. Let's see where price is at. So price on EU left the sell zone. It's currently in a buy trend channel. Okay, but personally, I am looking for a sell on EU. So this is what's possibly likely to happen, right? So if that trend line is to hold where it is, so keep in mind it's still a hanging trend line. So this would be a perfect thing of what might happen to EU. If we get a sell here, a retest and closure, guess what? It aligns with this supply zone down here, and this would be a perfect sell on EU. So possibly this, and that's just by using that little feature to just go over our confluences. So I'll just turn that off. So this is what I'm possibly seeing on EU on the 5-minute. Let's do the same thing with gold before we end the stream. Gold, show trend. Hit okay. Okay, so gold right now is in a bullish trend, bullish channel as well. Okay. So another entry, so this trend line has not really been retested. So possibly, I don't think the trend line is going to, okay, maybe test this trend line right somewhere down there. Break and close above back into the channel. So either a buy on this zone, if it retests and closes above and then retests and close above, get an entry there. An entry in the channel, maybe this, we get that, and then we get all the way this way. Okay, so turn that off. Let's see. Okay, so that is possibly, so an entry would be down here, a perfect entry, and this, look at this entry here would line up with the retest of this lower high. So that is what I'm seeing on gold. US 30, am I still bullish on it? Let's see. Keep in mind, we also have to see how the 11 a.m. candle opens. Right now, gold is bullish. US 30 to me looks bearish because it's being held down. EU looks bullish, right? Okay, so let's use this little tool in our indicator down here, show trend. Let's see where we are at. Okay, so right now, both of the channels are going down. On the 1 hour, let's see. So there you go, the 1 hour. What is 1 hour doing, right? This is what we need to watch. Let's see if we can catch this today. Closure. So if we do get a closure below the, let me take off those. If we do get a closure below the 9 EMA on this hourly candle, for another sell, we need a retest of the 9 EMA on the hourly. And this will line up with the retest of this channel. So let's draw this so that we just keep it in mind after we take this off. So the 9 EMA will be here, around here. We have 5 minutes till this hourly candle closes. And then this. So let's go ahead. So we are in a descending bearish channel there. So let's remove that in order to avoid a lot of colors markups here. So delete this. So this will be a sell. Let's see if we can catch this sell. So for this trade, I will risk a lower percentage because I do not want to. We've already had 3. Well, personally, I've had 2 back-to-back wins, but if you took the first trade that I missed because I couldn't open my MT4, you should be up with 3 back-to-back wins. So do not risk all of your profits for this trade. Since this is the hourly, you might want to go, instead of 50 pips, to go for, because 50 pips lies inside these 2 trends or inside these 2 trend lines. So maybe 100 pips. So maybe this would be a trade to take with a larger small lot size and larger stop loss. So 100 pips take profit, 100 pips stop loss. Yeah, like around there, so that your trade is protected by this trend line to the upside. So let's see, for this trade, we need to see how price closes. If price closes, so we are looking for price to close below the 9 EMA on the hourly. And then we need a 5-minute candle to retest the 9 EMA on the 1 hour. And then at that point, we just enter into a sell. So let me open my, yeah, and this 100 pips should hit quickly if it's now if you do want to use 50 pips, go ahead and use those. Use that, because yesterday we saw if you use 50 pips, you could have hit take profit quicker. So let me just set that up on my trade manager. And for some reason, of course, my MT4 is not freezing anymore, so that's something. I will risk what? Honestly, I'll just risk today's profits.
So you're waiting for US 30 to come back and test the 9 EMA?
No. I need this hourly candle to close. So if this hourly candle closes above the 9 EMA, this trade will be invalid. I need the hourly candle to close below the 9 EMA. Then I need a 5-minute candle to retest the 9 EMA on the hourly. And then at that point, that's what I'm selling, or that's where I would sell US 30. But if this hourly candle that closes in 2 minutes comes all the way back up and closes above the 9 EMA, I will count that trade as invalid. Now, in any case, at that point, I would look for a buy for US 30. So this hourly candle is what's going to tell me what I'm doing with US 30. So I have my trade manager set. I'm only risking 0.5% for the day. So let's see if we get that. So ideally for me, since I missed the first trade, I'm up 0.5% for the day. So I'm just going to risk my whole profits for the day. But that's because I'm using 100 pips stop loss. Keep in mind, our stop loss is normally 50 pips on US 30. So this is double. So I'm just going with a smaller lot size and larger stop loss. All right, so we have 1 more minute. So it looks like it will close below. Let me line it up. So the 9 EMA is around here, 9 EMA on the hourly. All right. Also look at this candle is rejecting from this supplies, from this demand zone exactly. So that's why I'm going for a bigger stop loss, because this can definitely act as a demand area and shoot price all the way up. But luckily we are protected by this trend line right here. So if you're going for 50 pips, just be careful. And we do have 2 trend lines right here to the downside from a while back. But if these 2 trend lines get broken, we are going down. So there we go. So it's 11. So that candle closed below, the hourly candle closed below, and as expected, price is going up. I need a retest of the 9 EMA on the hourly, or a retest of this trend line. So whichever comes first. If you want to hop in early, feel free. For me, I just want good entries. Okay, come on, let's go. There's definitely a lot of sell side pressure. So not sure if we're gonna go, we're gonna get tapped in. There you go. So I am in that trade. All right, so I'm in that trade, that right there, a sell for US 30. So price is going, let's see what price will do. Stay for maybe 5 or so minutes. So if you look to your right, this chart to my right, we are retesting the 9 EMA on the hourly. So what we are looking for here, we are looking for our trade to be protected by this 9 EMA on the hourly. And we are also looking for our trend line to be protected by this trend line. We do have some other 2 trend lines up here. If you normally draw your trend lines on MT4, as I normally tell you guys, you should see them. So I do see a trend line being protected, or a trade being protected, but that doesn't mean that it's guaranteed. But I do see US 30 melting to the downside from here. Let's see. Personally, I'm risking 0.5%. But for you guys, I say do not risk your whole day's profits, especially if you caught all 3 trades. It doesn't make sense for you to risk everything you made today. All right, the other thing I'll do, I'll start looking for. So I'll delete this since we already got filled in. Delete this right here. Now what I need, another good confluence, if we get a 5-minute candle closing below the 9 EMA on the hourly, I might scale in. And okay, also on the 5-minute, there is this death cross that's forming. I also missed that too, right? So we have a death cross forming on the 5-minute. So actually for a quick, no, I wanted to scale in for a bigger lot size. The only issue with scaling in here, we are in between 2 trend lines, and this is kind of like no man's land, and I don't like trading inside no man's land. But also if this death cross is to materialize and keep pushing our trade to the downside, the 200 EMA and 9 EMA should ideally hold price down. But I'll just hold on to this trade, no need to add. But definitely a chance to scale in at the 200 DMA for maybe 10 or 20 pips if you want to close the trade out early. If I wasn't trading live with you guys, I would have probably done that for like 10 or 20 pips, but I'll just hold this trade. So we are at 25 pips drawdown. Let's see, gold. So gold kept going. EU. So EU looking for this to be, so if we go to the 1 minute on EU, this should be established as a zone. So it's established as a higher high. Ideally for a trend line, if it's going down, you need a high, high and low high. So this one is just a higher high and another higher high. Yeah, but I am still bearish on US 30, bullish on gold, and bullish on EU. Ideally, these assets move together normally. So US 30 is, based on my own analysis, the only instrument that's moving counter to gold and EU. Give me 1 second. So good. So we have a high low established. Even though this goes against our analysis, trend line, lower low, high low. So this would be the trend line on the 5-minute. So we have a trend line to the upside. We have a death cross, and we have closure below the 9 EMA on the hourly. So this is one of those scenarios where we are getting conflicting confluences, because at one side we have a death cross forming on the 5-minute, which seems like it might be invalidated. We have a trend line that's already been established because we have a lower low and a high low. Let me see, let me turn back the channel here. Okay, price is moving into a bullish channel. Yeah, honestly, I'm still bearish on it, but we are getting 2 sets. So we are on one side getting moved to the upside, but also on the high time frame, we see a sell on US 30. But I will hold this. I'm trying to see if there's any other zone to enter or scaling from, but there really isn't, because here it's ideally, this was the one that hit TP. We ideally in no man's land right now. Yeah, and this death cross looks like it might not materialize. See what else I have. The only other thing I see is that this trend line right here that's it's possible to scale in at this previous daily high, which ideally would be Thursday. And we did see a lot of rejection from this previous daily high. So just count this as Thursday high, because I told you guys I start marking up the previous daily highs and lows on Wednesday. This is the only area I see to scale in for a sell on US 30. If you want to recover this trade and close at around break even or a little bit above. So a sell would be around 498 because that's where we have a trend line. I do expect let's see, I'll stick in for a little more to see that, to see if we can catch that. I do expect rejection around that zone, so I'll just leave this here. If price comes back down, well and good, but if price keeps going back up, I will be looking to scale into a sell for US 30 at 32,498. If price reverses to the downside, well and good, I'll let that trade keep playing out. But I'm still bearish. I don't see this bullish confluences holding for long. So I'll stay on for another 5 minutes. Does anybody have any questions regarding anything or any trade that we took today? All right. So gold is still going up. EU tested this, rejected. I do see we're the volume to the upside is ideally dying. So I do see EU dropping. Gold is the only asset for now that, based on our analysis, looks like it's going up. EU is ideally being held down by this trend line to the downside. US 30, I definitely see a lot of sell side pressure, so that's good for our bearish bias. Let's see how big this candle is. 475. So even though it closed as a bullish hammer, inverted bearish hammer candle, I wouldn't take that. The other time I would scale in on US 30 is a closure below the 9 EMA, the hourly 9 EMA on the 5 minute. Now, if we do get a closure below the hourly 9 EMA on the 5 minute with a below the hourly 9 EMA with a 5 minute candle, I do see a lot of pressure switching to the downside. So that would align with around here. So if this high low gets broken, or if we get a closure below this low right here from this candle, I might scale in with a bigger lot size. So let's see if price is gonna come down there. Again, I hate holding a trade for like more than 30 minutes. I just like my trades going either straight into profit or straight into stop loss. So keep in mind, if this trend line to the upside is to hold, price is likely to reject from here and keep moving up. So, right, always let the trend lines let you know what they're doing, right? Because right now you can see the trend line is being tested to the pip, right? So for us, we need this trend line. We need this candle to break this trend line. If this candle goes back up, like it doesn't break any lower and goes back up and becomes a bullish candle, that is not good for us. But right now, so far it's good. We have the 200 EMA and the 9 EMA to the top. So what we want to see, we want to see price being held down by the 200 EMA and 9 EMA on the 5 minutes. So that's what we want to see. So we want to actually observe this 5 minute candle and see what happens. But if this candle's low gets broken, this would be an amazing time to hammer a bigger lot size if you're still trading and if you just want to be in and out of this position for like 20 pips. So let's keep observing this 5 minute candle.
Yeah, I'm up 500.
Did you scale in from the 200 EMA?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah, so this candle, definitely a lot of sell side pressure, and this is even on the hourly. This is what I want to see. I want to see this candle coming back towards the 9 EMA, because I know if we do get a 5-minute candle closing below the 9 EMA on the 5-minute, you'll see a spike to the downside. So this trade we're probably going to be automatically in profit when the spike comes for maybe 20 or 30 pips. All right, gold's push to the upside is also dying off. EU is being held by the trend line, so that's what we want to see. We want to see assets that move together with US 30, ideally holding the same bias. So far everything is good. The only thing is this one candle right here. Also, I do see a push to the downside if this candle closes below these two trend lines. I do see a good push to the downside. So this is just a matter of waiting. Okay. If that happens, I might just, end the live if it closes below, because I really don't feel like even scaling in. Nowadays, I'm just trying to be more careful with risk. But I just want to see what happens when, or how this 5-minute candle closes. And if it closes as a bearish candle, then that's what I want to see, and I'll just let my trade play out. But we don't really want to see a closure above this 200 EMA. I'll go draw this. All right, 48 seconds. Let's see. All right, so it might close above that 200 EMA. If it does, well and good. The only time I would look at closing this position early is if we get a rejection here, like in this 15-minute bullish low and bullish high. If we get a good rejection to the upside, maybe I might just end up closing this trade early. But personally, I am still in that trade. The only other place I look to scale in is at this zone right here, 34,498. But other than that, I will end the stream for now. So today, so far, we had the first win when the session started for 50 pips. Second win, what was it? Was it a buy? I think it was I forget what that trade was. What was it? Do we take, I'll look at, because I definitely took that trade. So we had a win for a buy, we had a win for a sell, and we had a third trade that went directly win for a sell. So today we had 3 back-to-back wins. We have this trade that's currently running. It's right now in drawdown for about 30 pips or 40 pips right now. Our stop loss is at 100 pips. For this trade, personally, I'm risking 0.5%. So ideally, since I missed the first trade, I'm risking today's profits. So that's not a big of a deal to me. But I'll update you guys if I decide to scale in for a bigger sell. Price is about to come to that zone. I'll update you guys in this indices chat like I did yesterday, because yesterday I sent in this and then went straight into profit. I closed out the other trade. I even made more money because I used a bigger lot size. So if I decide to scale in, I'll send an update in that group. But other than that, unless anybody has any questions, I'll see you guys here tomorrow, same time. Does anybody have any questions? All right, perfect. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Just use proper risk management in case you're scaling in or already in this trade. All right, bye guys.